Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon. If you missed this one, I would be surprised. Pokemon is one of the strange phenomenon that swept the nation upon its initial release. Many a child from the 90s will in fact tell you the Pokemon theme tune is forever embedded in their head. Even if you didn't watch the show, you knew the tune. And even if you haven't played it, you at least know who this guy is. Just kidding, don't grab your pitchforks just yet. Well, today we look upon the days when there were only 150. I know some people say it started with 151, but hey, it was a while before we knew about, this guy. Now, just to be clear, we are looking at this game with today's standards. None of this, but Rage, Gen 1 was amazing in its day. Look, I know personally that this was the case, but the point of this review is to let you know how I think it stacks up now. So, without further ado, I present to you Pokemon Red and Blue. I remember the first time I saw that intro. I was so excited to play the game, knowing that I was going on a grand adventure, although having no idea what was in store for me. However, if you showed this intro to somebody today, they would probably disregard it due to the lack of content. I mean, after looking at this, go watch the intro to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and truthfully tell me, which game would you rather play? Now, I am not going to waste your time diving into the history of Pokemon, as I'm sure many of you are aware of its origins, just like I'm sure many of you know how the game works. Step 1. Get a Pokemon from a tree named Professor. Step 2. Promise to catch 'em all. Step 3. Conquer all the gyms. Step 4. Defeat the evil team. Step 5. Show your rival you're the boss. And Step 6. Become the best like no one ever was. Now, this was the start of a formula which Pokemon would stick to for a long time, and in my opinion it is a great formula, one which has truly stood the test of time. However, I should probably talk about the one thing that definitely has not aged well. The graphics. Yes, at the time they were groundbreaking, especially considering this was on a handheld console. However, long gone are the days when this would be considered impressive. In fact, I would even go so far as to say that most of this game is ugly. I mean, not square polygon no mouth ugly. We'll get to you later, Final Fantasy VII. But still, it is not pleasing on the eyes. While the overworld is simple and not appearing as such an eyesore, the true standout feature is the sprite work for the Pokemon in the game. Some look really nice, while others will provide you with continuous nightmare fuel. I'm looking at you, Wigglytuff, Golbat, Jinx, the list goes on. Now, while I do think they are ugly, I still think they have a simplistic charm to them, which will feed your curiosity and make you wonder about their appearances, and why those designs were chosen, when clearly they could have made all Pokemon look relatively similar to their anime counterparts. I know the game was technically released before the anime, but remember the Western version of the game was based on an upgrade to the Japanese Red and Green, which would later have been released as Blue version in Japan. And for this they reworked most of the sprites anyway, which could have given the developers more time to work on more accurate representations. I mean, yes, they did work on sprites again moving to Pokemon Yellow, which were vastly improved. I mean, just take a look at good old Pidgey here. So, if this game was released today, I don't think people would be in awe of what it is showing, but I definitely think the graphics alone could net it a comfortable place in the wonderful world of indie games. Ah, the music of Pokemon. Many of the catchy melodies have since been remastered, but the original music itself is still rather catchy, and I actually find myself humming many of these melodies still today. The music, which was composed by Junichi Masuda, is amazing. How he managed to compose these great pieces of music with the limited capabilities of the hardware is beyond me. Music aside, we get onto the sounds, and ouch! If the music was a masterpiece, played by a great orchestra, then the sounds of this game are the equivalent of the out-of-tune chorus girl who was given the triangle to play. These sounds will cause great pain, especially the most common one heard. Every time I heard this, I was desperately trying to hold on to any sanity I had left. So, all in all, even though the music is great, I would highly recommend muting the game and just listening to the music on YouTube. The gameplay of this game, when not compared to the later entries in the series, is fantastic. It's simple, easy to pick up and play, with a hook that makes you want to pick it back up and get better and conquer the Kanto region. Personally, I love the collecting aspect of this game too, although it is annoying that you need to have somebody else with another copy of the game to finish the job. While the story is lacking greatly, you still accomplish many things. You conquer the gyms, you take down an evil organization, but the most compelling aspect for me is the relationship with your rival. Your rival grows as you do. I feel that this is represented more in this game than any other in the series. The biggest factor in this is the simple method of a changing sprite for your rival. This I absolutely love. Gameplay quality cannot be faulted, although it may not be as refined as the following games, which can lead to some frustrating moments. It is still an amazing system, and if this game was considered without the rest of the series, it would be an amazing new experience. So, to review, I think this game is a game everybody should play once, but only once. It has so many things that keep it alive and interesting, but at the same time it has so much that makes it a terrible experience. When summing up everything I've talked about today, I know this game is something that would not be well received in today's gaming community, but as I said, I think that everyone should play this game at least once, whether they are a fan of the series or not. So, today I would like to give Pokemon Red and Blue the amazing score of delightful ear rape. It's the annoying sound that eventually becomes a catchy piece of music. You will probably hate it at first, but eventually you will see it as an experience you will remember fondly. Did you enjoy my first review? Looking forward to the next one? Let me know your thoughts on this one, and let me know what you would like to see me review next. And if you are new, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button too. Thanks for watching. Bye!